Hey Bat fans, Luke here, back with another video, and long time no see. It has definitely been a minute since the last time I did a video, and this last time, since I did a video, I have since moved from Virginia to South Carolina, and I got the family all set up where we're at, got a nice routine in place, and yeah, I kind of thought now was the right time to do a video. I'm gonna do something a little different. Kind of want to talk Batman and Detective Comics. Not necessarily gonna break into a specific issue, but I just kind of want to talk about the titles, and if time permits, kind of go over some of the books I got lately, because I have actually got some good back issues for my Batman and Detective Hunt. So, but yeah, I kind of want to talk a little bit about Batman and Detective. I don't want to say this is kind of like a current state of video, but I mean, it sort of is. Let's kind of want to just step back and just kind of just talk about the two titles, because I mean, it really is an interesting time right now for Batman. Just looking at all the titles that are out right now, you know, you obviously got Batman, Detective Comics, got Red Hood, a criminally underestimated and underappreciated title is going on right now. I got Nightwing doing good stuff there. Um, Batgirl, it's kind of hit or miss. It depends. Definitely gotten better, but yeah, it's been okay. What else? Batwoman. I've been liking Batwoman. Wishing it could be a little bit better. I kind of want to see it kind of gets into more of the occult type of storytelling. But with this upcoming arc dealing with Scarecrow, I think we might finally get to see that. Kind of get Batwoman into its groove. Not saying it's been bad, it's been good. Suicide Squad getting better. Justice League, it is what it is. Justice League and Bane Conquest right now are kind of like I think at the bottom. I'm trying to think whatever bad boy, but either way, I don't want to run down each individual one. All Star Batman, good. Metal, I'm kind of that. Metal is just awesome. I kind of don't want to do the probably the common thing right now. Let's everyone talk about metal. Man, check out every other video channel. I'm sure they got good content on that because it's been really good. But you look at Batman Detective, I think it's kind of fascinating because when Rebirth kind of started out, I mean, Detective was like on fire. And I'm not saying it isn't now, but it really was one of the probably the top three books in Rebirth. And then Batman wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't kind of where it left off in the New 52, like a top echelon title out. But since Rebirth, then it's been about what 2 years since then. I think you kind of see a dynamic shift between Batman and Detective, and you see here I got the most current issues of Batman and Detective up. You got Detective Comics 964, which I think this is just a one-parter dealing with dystopia, even though it's continuing on kind of like the anarchy kind of story threads been going on the past two issues, and it was hitting on, I forget what issue it was. I think it was the issue, the one that dealt with just Stephanie Brown, that broke between the end of the Crime Syndicate and the League of Shadows stories. It was like a one issue story. I think it dealt with a little bit about anarchy. But yeah, this one was, I'm gonna say it's a one and done sort of, even though it kind of continued on the thread with anarchy. And then we got Batman issue 30, which is continuing the war in Jarks and Riddles. This one was an interlude, kind of like the first one we had with Kite Man. Very well done. But so again, since their beginnings, I think we kind of seen a diversion of where these kind of books are right now. Batman, well, I Am Gotham was okay, and the I Am Suicide story is where I think a lot of people might have, or at least, yeah, we'll say I think King's biggest speed bump, if you call it, I think was excuse me, the I Am Suicide storyline. Um, it did kind of hit a rut. The art was great by Yannon, but after that, kind of continued on somewhat of a rut with I Am Bane, even though it had a lot of good redeeming points to it. But ever since really the I Am Bane circa early issue 20 or something like that, it has really hit a really good trajectory of really good storytelling. We had the 2 issues story. Every epilogue is a prequel or prelude. The rooftop story with Catwoman, Batman, obviously Batman proposing to Catwoman. Then we had the great one and done story with Swamp Thing, where we had the reconnection, which Mitch Gertis, if I'm even saying that name right, and Tom King, and then going right into this War of Jokes and Riddles, which has just been really good. The main story between Joker and Riddler has been extremely fun, but I really do enjoy these little interludes we have with Kite Man, because hell yeah, it's Kite Man. So anyway, Batman has really shown a trajectory of really marked improvement and just been really awesome since it started about 2 years ago. Now, Detective Comics, I'm not going to say it's in a slump. I'm not saying that, but I do think we kind of seen the title kind of go down a little bit. The first story, the War of Batman, I thought was really good. I really enjoyed the Crime Syndicate. Some people kind of have some quarrels with it, but I really did enjoy that song with the Crime Syndicate. Where I think Detective Comics has kind of hit a little bit of a rut was that one issue I was kind of mentioning about spoiler between the Crime Syndicate story, and I think it was right before the League of Shadows story, but definitely the League of Shadows story definitely wasn't as good as the other two. It had a lot of potential, and when you start dealing with Lady Shiva and Ra's al Ghul and all those elements into it, it really had the premise of doing something really good, but for just some reason I just think it felt kind of a little flat. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but it just really wasn't what I was kind of used to with really the successive stories we had with Detective. And then since then we had the story arc, so I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, that dealt with Azrael, which again in premise was a good premise. I really did enjoy it. It had some really great art, and I loved the flashback we had with the Azbat suit. It was just awesome. But for some reason that story just kind of is the same thing with the League of Shadows. It just kind of felt a little flat. So I don't know. So that's 2 consecutive stories where they weren't bad, they weren't horrible. I would recommend them, but it's not getting that vibe. That really good vibe we had with Detective Comics since it started in Rebirth. Part of me wants to say I think this is just marking time, because if you don't know, Tynan, huge Tim Drake fan. He is a huge Tim Drake fan, and I don't know with the timing of Drake coming back, if it was we had to wait to get the Oz reveal, which we just saw in Action Comics. We do have to wait a little bit closer to get to Doomsday Clock for this trigger happen. So I just don't know if it was a synchronization issue, because that's the next story arc, The Lonely Place of Living, where we're going to see the return of Tim Drake. So I just don't know if really these past issues with Detective did kind of get drawn into the synchronization of the overarching stories and the creative vision that's going on in the DC universe right now. Which again, it's not bad, and I get it, so I just don't know. This might be a timing thing. With these past 2 stories, it's just kind of marking time. Maybe have to stretch things out a little bit, because it has to be synced. It Has to be a timeline. Can't get Tim maybe coming back too early before the other events that are leading up to the big overarching story of Doomsday Clock and whatnot. So yeah, maybe that's it. I'm assuming that's it, and I'm kind of hoping that is the case because I kind of want to see Detective. Like, it's not that Detective's in a bad place. I'm not saying that. It's just not as good as it was. And when you go back from the end of the New 52, where Detective was kind of in a bad place, I just don't want to see those kind of trends continue. So I kind of want to get Detective back in a prominent placing. So I'm hoping this next story arc kind of gets it back there. Again, Detective's been good. It just hasn't been consistently good, and it's showing. Let me take that back. It hasn't been consistently great because the first parts I thought were really great, and I would say these past two story arcs had just been good. Biggest head scratcher I got with Detective is what's going on with Anarchy, and I know if you read pre-New 52, you know who Anarchy is, and when you read the New 52 version of Anarchy in the Detective Comics, that was with Buccellato and oh man, why am I drawing a complete blank? Buccellato and the other guy, I don't know. It was really a marked change to the Anarchy character because it was actually, I think it was some sort of politician, and so anyway. And then, if you're just looking at the character Lonnie, he was just a kid in Detective Comics, just like he was in pre-New 52. Now, Lonnie's quasi a lot more grown up. This is really driving me crazy. Buccellato, who's the other guy? This is... Bleh. He's doing freaking Trinity. Whatever. Brain fart, and I'm sure get done the video like, you're such a dumbass, Luke, man. You know that guy's name. So yeah, I'm just kind of wondering where they're going with Detective, and I know continuities shouldn't be like a big thing, but that one was a sharp contrast where we last left off in New 52, so I'm kind of wondering. But either way, I would like to see Detective Comics, hit this next story arc, which I think, this is obviously Tynan, huge Drake fan, his favorite superhero. I think you're going to get the best out of him, and I think the artists are getting Fernandez? I can't remember. Because the first story arc we had Detective, who was that? It wasn't Burroughs, but yeah, it was Eddie Burroughs. The art was great. And the art's been good, it had its moments, but I would like to see this. Yeah, I really want to see the next story arc just really get hit out the park by Tynan and team. Get Detective back on that great level instead of this good kind of run it's in right now, and that sounds really so bad. But it's good. Just needs to be where it was before, which I would consider great. Batman, again, I just hope it keeps up. Now, the good thing with Batman is that it's just what you got coming up with. We got the annual. I think you have Len Weeks. Not Len Weeks. Was it Len Weeks? No, he just passed away. Or was it? I can't remember. Tom King teaming up with another brain fart. We have the annuals coming up. It looks really good. We got Jolie Jones kind of doing this sort of break. We have coming up kind of like the Nightmare Batman. We kind of saw something similar in Batman vs. Superman. The future looks really good for Batman. Tom King, I think, really has found a good spot for his voice on Batman. Has really shown a continual trajectory of really excellent storytelling. And I like to see that continue. And what I like about Batman, not only the storytelling has been great, the art with Finch and Yannon has been really good. Again, even when you get like the Mitch cameo, and we have the Jolie Jones story coming up. Other than that, it's been pretty consistent. Finch or Yannon, one of the two. And it's been really great. And I'm really digging this War Jokes and Riddles. think it was really good to kind of show like a 1 year after the 0 year kind of time setting story, and it's just been fun. The Riddler character, kind of a little bit too aggressive and more of a brute for my liking. I think he's more of a calculating Batman villain, but neither here nor there. The Joker, at first, I mean, I enjoyed it. I still enjoy kind of he is right now. He's kind of like got like the brooding effect with Batman. This dark and brooding, can't smile, and I like that. And I think this is kind of just a way to kind of show the progression between the relationship between Batman and Joker. So I think it's going to be great that you're going to see that. Long term, would I like this for my Joker? Probably not, but for what this story setting is, I think it's good. It's Batman has just been awesome again, and I love these Kite Man issues. Another artist we have is Clayman. He's been doing the art with the Kite Man interludes. Just been awesome. I know what I am. As far as Scott Snyder, I adore the guy. That guy is probably my favorite. Well, he is. He is my favorite writer right now. So I know it's hard to be very subjective or objective. Yeah, those always get confused. I know there's a little bit of bias when I go into what I think of his art. His work. I think it's been really good. But that said, this take on Batman is really good, and I think it's really in a good place, quasi the New 52 timeline. Not as good, but definitely prominent in that. So, and that is up for debate. I mean, again, I get it. I got some bias, but I think it's been really good. So anyway, Batman Detective, great spots. I think a little bit kind of they're in a place where they were kind of opposite where they were kind of 2 years ago, where Detective was the premier probably Batman book, and Batman was kind of a couple steps below. But right now, I think Batman is the premier Batman title. And Detective, while still very good, kind of has taken kind of a step back a little bit, but still has room for great improvement. And I think it will. I think Tynan's really going to hit this one out of the park. So anyway, kind of go over some Batman issues I got since we moved. Now, there's been some other ones, but I put them away. I don't feel like grabbing them up. These are the ones that I haven't really got into the Mylar cataloged and kind of got them ready to be put away. First one I got, Batman issue number 24. This is the second print. Normally, I don't go out the way to get the second prints, but I do have the first print with the variant. And then I got like the second print kind of combo, the black and white sketch. So that was like, had like a third printing, and it's just the OCD in me. I can't have first printing and third printing, not have the second. So I came across this. I wasn't that much, so I said, yeah, sure, why not? Pick this one up. Next one I got, this is Batman issue number 407. This is the final part of year one. This is an upgrade copy. The other copy I have, it has a whole bunch of creases and whatnot. I was able to get this one for the cheap. So, got a very good copy of year one, part 4 to round out my year one collection and finish that up. This one, so happy to get. Detective Comics issue 475. This is the infamous Laughing Fish story. If you're a fan of the Batman anime series, you'll know this one. This also is part of the Strange Apparitions trade with Steve Englehart and Rogers. This one, I paid a little bit, not as much as I've seen, so, but this one is just, I'm so happy to get this into my collection. Detective 475. If you have not read Strange Apparitions, get it done. That is just an awesome book. This one, Batman issue 226. This is the origin of the Man with 10 Eyes. Great to get this one. Man with 10 Eyes. If you read Grant Morrison, you know about that character. The next two, same issue, just one's regular cover, and this one, the variant. This is Batman Annual number 25. This is the variant cover. I freaking love this variant. I was not, when I knew the variant was available, initially I didn't remember what it looked like. I was looking to pass on, then I saw it, I was like, no, 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 you need to grab that up. So, was able to get that one, and then the main cover of Annual 25, the Jock cover. Just, if you're a JT Red Hood fan, you need this book. Need to get it. Next one. This is Detective Comics issue number 23.2. I have all the Villains Must stories issues. However, Batman and Batman Superman, the only ones I have all the Lieutenant particular covers for. The other ones, Detective, Dark Knight, and Batman Robin, I just got the standard 2D covers. However, I think I'm going to maybe try to hunt all those down. Time has passed a little bit, and so I think the price kind of dropped a little bit. This one got a really good deal for it. This is the Harley Quinn lenticular cover. The story itself, up for debate, but the cover was great, so was able to get that. Got Batman issue number 200, the 200 Smash issue. This one, very good story. Enjoy the hell out of it. Concerning what it is, pretty good condition. There's a little tear right there, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over, especially what I paid for it. Other than that, really good condition. Happy to have issue number 200 in the collection. This one's gonna be tough to show, but this is Batman issue number 515. This is the black cover. Trust me, there's a Batman figure there. And you just can't really see it. Next two, these are just kind of run fillers. This is Batman 631. This is War Games, Act 1, Part 8. Again, it's a run filler. Next, 632, War Games Act 2. This is the final 8 of 8. So they're all gold mines, you know. Some are just run fillers. I think I'm just about done with the Morrison issues, pre-New 52. This is Batman 670. This is a prelude to the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, which is actually a really good story if you can get your hands on it. I think I only have one more. I think it's second appearance of Damian Wayne. I forget the issue, that number that is, but I'm getting close. And as far as Batman itself goes, for the last issue to, I think, 600, or at least, yeah, 600. I don't got too much more to go. Doing pretty good. Going into the Daniel run, this is issue number 696. I dig. I love that mask for some reason. It's just really creepy version of Batman. And I got two more. This is 698, Gillian March and Tony Daniels. Interesting take on Joker. Read Tony Daniels' pre-New 52 Batman. He has a very unique take on the Riddler. And lastly, this is issue number 713, the final issue of Batman, going into the New 52. Sweet deal. Just happy to get that one in. So again, from 600 and up, I got some holes there. Some of the holes are the expensive ones, like that second issue, Damian Wayne. That one, I haven't been able to get that. Kind of a good deal, but anyway, it's coming along. So, but yeah. So, anyway, gonna wrap this up here. 'Cause I think my battery's about ready to die. So, we'll talk again soon. But just gonna say, just if I had to say anything right now, because there's some really cruddy stuff that's going on in YouTube and Twitter, whatever. Just try to really be nice to each other. That's pretty much all I can say. Learn to be tolerant. Have an informed opinion. Look at it from both sides of the fence. And even if you don't agree, just don't be an asshole. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Be respectful. I mean, it is what it is out there with the current climate. It is what it is. But have an informed decision, an educated decision. Articulate yourself appropriately, but don't be an asshole. No threats or violence or whatever. It's just not good. And I think both sides of the fence right now is kind of guilty of that. So that's the only thing I can just say. Just be good to each other. That sounds so Jerry Springer, but I think it's the truth. Just be good to each other. It's a hobby, man. Comic book reading. That's all it is. At the same time, again, be respectful, both sides. Kind of go from there. Anywho, and I'm not pointing the finger at anyone in particular. I think, again, both sides. Just be good to each other. So, anyway, that is really awkward way of ending this video, but that's kind of like the reason why I kind of had my little hiatus. It was just the environment just yucky and kind of getting that feeling again. I don't want to go into. I got enough stuff going on. I don't want to have it ruined. Want to come here and have a good time. Just don't want to go through the hiatus again. So please, public service announcement, be good. And that said, see y'all next time. Take care.